Hello, class. This week we're going to be learning all about science and what it is to be a scientist. This week I'm going to be sharing the story with you. What is a scientist? Well, I have an experiment that you guys are going to get to do at home, but I'm going to do it with you right now so you can learn how to do a science experiment and be a scientist. So this is my science jacket. This is the closest thing I have to what a scientist would wear when they're doing their experiments. So I'm pretending to be a scientist. So I want to tell you something. When you study science, you have to do it in a certain way. So it's called the scientific process. So what is that scientific process? Well, there are 5 steps. The first step is you need to make an observation. See, he's taking a look at something. But you also need to ask questions. Questions to try to understand it. You need to make a hypothesis. A hypothesis is an idea that you can test to see if your idea is right. So you need to make a hypothesis and have a prediction. A prediction is your belief. What is your guess? Well, today, guys, we're going to do an experiment. And the experiment is with glasses and liquids. We're going to make a xylophone, okay? And this is my question for this project. Does the amount of water in a glass change the sound it makes when tapped? So here are the glasses, okay? They're all the same. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 glasses, and they are all the same size. Everything about them is the same. So I have this hypothesis, and this hypothesis is this idea that I have in my head that I want to test. So if you add more water, so in these glasses I'm going to put water. If you add more water to a glass, then it will have a lower sound. So I'm going to add water to all of my glasses, and I think that the glass with the most water is going to have a lower sound. Now, how am I going to hear that sound? Well, I have this tapper. So it's just a plastic tapper. It's from my spatula that I use when baking. When I'm baking, I have this put together. But for now, I took it apart so I can use it as a tapper on my glasses. You hear the sound? They all pretty much have the same sound. There's no water. There's nothing inside these glasses. So when I tap them, they all have the same sound, but I'm going to test it. I'm testing my hypothesis. In my hypothesis, I said, here I wrote it down, if you add more water to a glass, then it will have a lower pitch when tapped. And I made a prediction, what I believe. I predict that in making my glass xylophone, which is this, it's a musical instrument, this xylophone, I'm making it myself. The glass with the most water will have the lowest pitch when tapped. So if you don't have a plastic tapper, you can use a butter knife. Use whatever you have that you can tap on the glasses to make a sound. So I have to start by adding water. And I have to add water in 4 different sizes. So this is the biggest size. Then I have this size. Then I have this size. And then I have the smallest. So I'm going to add water into all of these containers and then pour it into the glasses. So let's see. Hopefully I don't make a big mess. So I'm adding some water to each container. And so you'll see that one of the glasses is going to have the most water, and one of the glasses is going to have the least amount of water. So I'm going to pour this inside. Okay, that's one. 2, 3, 4. So you can see that all of the glasses have a different amount of water. But to make it easier for you to see, I'm going to add some food coloring so you can see how the glasses have a different amount of water. If you don't have food coloring, that's okay. It doesn't matter. No worries. But you can see how the water is different. So remember how they sounded before. They all sounded the same. But now I've added different amounts of water and I'm going to tap them. And remember, my hypothesis was if you add more water to a glass, then it will have a lower pitch when tapped. So this is low and this is high. So the pitches will be different when you tap them. So let's tap the glass that it has the most water. Ooh, that's interesting. Boy, the glass that hardly has any water hardly makes a tap. Let's see. Wonder if it sounds different if you tap them at the top. I think I need to add a little more water. Let's see, because I'm not hearing too much of a variation of sound. Adding more water to the red, some to the yellow, to the green, to the blue. Let me add more to the red. This one has the most. You can see that the red has the most. A little bit more to the yellow to get it a little bit different. A little more to the red. Woo! Almost to the top. Let's see what happens. So now you can really see the differences. Let's see what happens when I tap. Ooh. Sounds different than before. So this is the red. It does have kind of a deep sound. Now let's tap the yellow. Huh. Ooh! I could hear it that time. Listen. I think the red one has the lowest. Let's see if we can get it again. Can you hear it? And it seems really where I tap it. So if I tap it low, it doesn't work. The higher I go, oh, they're touching each other. Let me see if I can separate them. You hear this red one? It is a low sound. That's much higher. The red one is a low, which is what I said. The one with the most water has a deeper sound. This is definitely not, this is deep. This is higher. Here's the green. Ooh, that's even higher. Here's the blue. So I think my prediction is true. The one with the most water has the deeper sound, and the one with the least water has the highest sound. Now, there's something else we can try to even make this experiment different. We can use different types of glasses to hear different types of sounds. And you can have a question. Is this type of glass going to change the sound? So remember, our question was, did more water make a deeper sound? And it does. This is the least amount of water. That's the most amount. So let's see if changing the type of glass changes the sound. So this glass is kind of tall. Add some there. And then I have, this one is skinny. I'll add some water here. And let's see. This glass is a very interesting shaped glass. So let's see. Let's see if it's different when I tap these glasses. Let me see how I can get to that. Ooh, that's a very high sound when I tap this one. Ooh, and I'm using the knife. I'm even using a different instrument. Let's see what happens when I go back to my plastic. Oh, this one has a beautiful bell-like sound. Ooh, this is my favorite. The higher I tap it, the more beautiful the sound. Wow, so guys, don't tap too low, tap high. So guys, science is all about asking questions and trying things and making guesses and having ideas. That's what science is. So this week, try things. It might not work the way you think. In the beginning, when I tried today, it didn't really work out for me. But science is all about trying and asking questions and having ideas and testing them. That's what science is. So, guys, I want you this week, where's that book? To be a scientist. Be a scientist and try some experiments at home. You could also try, instead of water, you could tap milk. And this is an even different container. It's full of milk. I wonder if it makes a different sound. It does. Ooh. Let's see if I tap it with a knife. This sounds pretty. With the knife, it sounds different. Now, one thing to remember, when you're doing this experiment, you need to do it with an adult, and you need to be careful when you're hitting glasses, not to hit them so hard that they're going to break. That's not good. And if you're using something, this is a butter knife, it's not sharp, so you probably, it's safe for you to use, but you need to work on this experiment with your adult person and your family that can help you to come up with questions and test your ideas so you can learn. Thank you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this science experiment today. Bye.